Good day and welcome to On the Road with the Chaplain. I am really grateful for the opportunity to present this word to you because this word sometimes makes me uncomfortable. And I've had a long journey of learning and processing and applying what I've processed to come to the conclusion and experience the value that this word offers. The word of the day is humility. It is the quiet strength that leads to life. You see, humility rarely draws attention to itself. That's hard for me. It does not announce its arrival or demand recognition. Yet Scripture reminds us that humility carries a profound promise, and that promise is one that reaches far beyond success on the outside and into the fullness of life that God desires for us to experience. You see, the writer in Proverbs 22 chapter and the 4th verse, according to CEB, it says this: the reward of humility and the fear of the Lord is wealth, honor, and life. That is amazing. In a culture that often equates confidence with self-promotion and strength with control, humility can feel countercultural. We may mistakenly think humility requires us to shrink or to become silent and quiet our gifts or deny our own self-worth. But I'll push back because humility is something far richer than that. And that's what the Scripture's telling us. It's not about lowering ourselves beneath others. It is about placing ourselves rightly before God. You see, humility begins when we recognize that our own lives are not self-made. Every breath, every opportunity, every gift flows from the grace of God. When we live with that awareness, we become free from the pressure to prove ourselves to others, free to walk in trust and authenticity. Humility opens our hands so that God can place in them what truly matters. Henry Nouwen, he wrote this, and it's profound. Listen. Humility is not a one-time act, but a daily posture of surrender before God. When we look at the Scripture, it connects humility with reverence for God. These two belong together. Reverence reminds us that God is God and we are not. Humility grows naturally from that very truth. As we learn to depend on God, rather than our own strength, our lives become shaped by a wisdom instead of fear. The wealth promised here is not merely material. It includes the richness of peace, the honor of integrity, and the vitality of life that is aligned with God's purpose for our lives. You see, humility also shapes and reshapes our relationships with others. It teaches us how to listen without being defensive. That was, is, and may continue to be an issue I have, but it's not as frequent as it used to be. That's just me being honest with you. To lead without domination. You don't have to beat people down to lead them places. And to serve without resentment, serving from the goodness of your heart. When humility guides our interactions, relationships become places of mutual respect and shared growth. It is in this way, humility does not diminish us. It enlarges our capacity to love more freely. Ultimately, humility is a posture of trust. So humility says, God, I don't need to elevate myself because you are faithful to sustain me. You are who put me in this position in the first place. And it is in that posture that God meets us with a life, and not an ordinary life, but an extraordinary life if we choose to experience it. I got 3 questions to reflect on. Number 1, where are you being invited to release control and trust God more fully? You don't have to say it out loud. You can write it in your journal. But I think when you become honest there, that can be the beginning of humility transforming your life. Number 2, how does humility influence the way you listen and respond to others today? This is a convicting question for me, because I've got to slow myself down so that I can understand how to listen. Yeah, I don't know if that's something you have going on or not, but that's a good question to ponder, to wrestle with, to reflect on. Here's number 3. What kind of wealth might God be cultivating in your life through humility? Yeah, there's something going on when humility takes place and precedence, and the outcome of that is what God's wealth is cultivating through humility. If you forget everything, okay? If you forget everything, remember this. Humility is not a weakness. It is the quiet strength that positions us to receive the fullness of life that God offers. The word of the day is humility. If this word is blessing you, if you are being encouraged, if you are being invited into a space, if you are being challenged, hit that share button and share it with somebody else. At Focus and Vision Ministries, we believe that one word can change somebody's life, and we are in the life-changing business, or at least introducing people to a way to change life for them. If you have not become a partner with Focus and Vision Ministries by financially supporting us, there's a link at the bottom that you can click on. Check out our website, see what we're doing in the community and in the lives of people, because we want to equip people to thrive in life. And your contributions will help us continue to do that. Well, that's the end of our time. Until next time, you be well and God be with you.